Montreal in winter presents a city shaped as much by climate as by culture. Snow settles into historic streets, riverfronts slow down, and daily life adjusts without stopping. The cold sharpens contrasts here between old stone neighborhoods and modern downtown corridors, between quiet mornings and lively evenings. What draws visitors during winter is not a single attraction, but a layered experience. The city remains active, walkable, and connected, with underground passages, cultural institutions, and seasonal events supporting year-round tourism. Winter in Montreal is less about retreating indoors and more about adapting movement, pace, and perspective. Old Montreal becomes a focal point during this season. Narrow streets, preserved facades, and river views feel more defined under snow, while nearby landmarks such as Notre-Dame Basilica of Montreal anchor the area visually and historically. From there, the city opens outward toward downtown Montreal, where commercial life, museums, and transit networks keep the core moving regardless of weather. Elevation changes the view. From Mount Royal, the city's layout becomes clear, revealing how neighborhoods, green space, and density interact even in winter conditions. Further south, places like St. Joseph's Oratory remain active destinations, drawing both visitors and locals throughout the colder months. Winter tourism here is also shaped by institutions designed for all seasons. Space for Life and Montreal's museum network provide indoor experiences that balance outdoor exploration, while the seasonal events such as the Montreal Christmas Market introduce a slower, more localized rhythm to public spaces. Food plays a parallel role in understanding the city. Visitors often stop at Schwartz's Deli to try Montreal smoked meat, or compare the long-standing rivalry between Saint Viateur Bagel and Fairmount Bagel. These places are not just meals, but part of how the city's identity is experienced between locations. With that context in place, it becomes easier to understand how Montreal functions as a winter destination. From here, the focus shifts closer to each area, exploring what defines these locations and how they fit into a winter visit across the city. Old Montreal is often the first stop when exploring the city. This is the historic core, where narrow streets, stone buildings, and the riverfront reflect the city's earliest urban layout. During the winter, especially around the New Year period, the atmosphere changes noticeably after sunset. Streetlights and decorative lighting come on, snow reflects the glow, and the area takes on a quieter but visually striking character. Several of Montreal's best-known landmarks are concentrated here. Notre-Dame Basilica of Montreal stands out with its monumental interior and remains one of the city's most visited sites. Bon Secours Market marks the eastern edge of the Old Town and continues to function as a cultural and event space. Along the river, Old Port of Montreal provides open views, walking paths, and seasonal activities. Nearby, La Grande Rue de Montréal offers elevated views over the Old City and the St. Lawrence River, even during winter months. From Old Montreal, the city transitions naturally into downtown Montreal. The streets widen, building heights increase, and the pace shifts toward commerce, education, and daily urban life. Just west of the core, the campus of McGill University sits at the edge of downtown, shaping both the architectural feel and the constant flow of people through the area. Downtown Montreal brings together museums, office towers, shopping streets, cafes, and restaurants within a compact area. underground connections help keep the district active in colder weather, while surface streets remain busy throughout the day. In the evening, the atmosphere changes again. Lights from storefronts, restaurants, and cultural venues give the area a different energy, making downtown as appealing after dark as it is during the day. Chinatown sits just beyond the downtown core and offers a clear shift in atmosphere. Centered around a compact grid of streets, the area is defined by its gates, signage, and long-established businesses. Restaurants, bakeries, and specialty shops keep the neighborhood active year-round, and in winter the contrast between steam-filled kitchens and cold streets adds to its character. It also functions as a transition zone, linking Old Montreal, downtown, and nearby cultural districts. From there, the focus moves upward to Mount Royal. This large urban park shapes how the city is experienced, both visually and geographically. Even in winter, paths remain accessible, and the elevation provides a sense of distance from street-level activity. Snow-covered trees, open clearings, and long sightlines make the mountain one of the most important outdoor spaces in the city during colder months. At the center of this experience is Kondiaronk Belvedere. The lookout offers a wide view over downtown Montreal, the St. Lawrence River, and the surrounding neighborhoods. In winter, the city's layout becomes especially clear from this point, with lights outlining streets and buildings as daylight fades. It is one of the few places where Montreal's scale, density, and geography can be understood at once, making it a key stop in any winter visit. From here, attention shifts to two of Montreal's most significant religious landmarks. The first is St. Joseph's Oratory, located on the western slope of Mount Royal. Visible from many parts of the city, the structure dominates its surroundings through scale and elevation. Built as a place of pilgrimage, the oratory combines monumental architecture with a strong sense of quiet and separation from the urban grid below. Even in winter, access routes remain active, and the site continues to attract visitors for both religious and architectural reasons. The dome, one of the largest of its kind in the world, defines the skyline, while interior spaces emphasize restraint, symmetry, and long sightlines rather than ornamentation. The experience then returns to Old Montreal and Notre-Dame Basilica of Montreal. From the outside, the building anchors the historic district with its twin towers and stone facade. Inside, the atmosphere changes completely. Deep blue tones, gilded details, and carved woodwork define a space designed to guide attention upward and inward at the same time. The basilica functions not only as a place of worship, but also as one of the city's most visited cultural landmarks. In the evening, the interior takes on another role through the aura experience. This immersive light and sound presentation uses projection mapping, music, and architectural illumination to reinterpret the basilica's interior without altering it physically. Movement is slow and controlled, allowing the structure itself to remain the focus while light traces columns, vaults, and symbolic details. The experience transforms the space temporarily, offering a different way to understand the building's scale, geometry, and atmosphere, particularly during winter evenings. Special thanks to the Basilica's brand strategy team for enabling media collaboration around the Aura experience and supporting access to this presentation. The focus now shifts to one of Montreal's key science and nature destinations, Space for Life. Located in the eastern part of the city, this group of institutions functions as a single network rather than a standalone attraction, It brings together environmental education, scientific research, and visitor-focused exhibitions, making it especially relevant during winter when indoor experiences play a larger role in tourism. At the center of the complex is the Montreal Biodome. The Biodome recreates multiple ecosystems found in the Americas, allowing visitors to move through controlled environments that simulate tropical forests, coastal regions, and subpolar habitats. Temperature, humidity, and sound are carefully managed, creating a sense of immersion while remaining accessible year-round. Nearby, the Planetarium focuses on astronomy and space science. Through dome-based projections and guided presentations, it explores planetary motion, deep space observation, and current scientific understanding of the universe. The experience is designed to be visual and explanatory, making complex topics accessible without oversimplification. The Montreal Insectarium offers a more intimate scale. Exhibits concentrate on insect life, biodiversity, and ecological balance, often highlighting species that are easily overlooked. Interactive elements and live specimens help connect scientific information with everyday environmental awareness. Adjacent to these institutions, the Montreal Botanical Garden provides a contrasting experience. While outdoor areas change significantly with the seasons, winter access is centered on greenhouses that maintain tropical and arid plant collections. These spaces offer warmth, color, and controlled light, creating a distinct break from the surrounding winter landscape. Completing the network is the Biosphere, located on Ile Sainte-Hélène. Housed within a geodesic dome, the museum concentrates on environmental systems, climate issues, and sustainable development. Its exhibitions combine science, policy, and design, framing environmental topics within a broader global context while remaining closely tied to Montreal's identity as a river city. Space for Life also played an important role in shaping this winter visit to Montreal. By bringing together science, nature, and environmental awareness under one network, it offers a clear example of how the city supports year-round cultural tourism. Special thanks to the Division of Communications and Marketing team at Space for Life for their media collaboration and for their hospitality throughout the visit. Montreal offers a wide range of museum options, making the city particularly appealing on colder days. Cultural institutions are spread across different districts and cover subjects ranging from science and history to design and social themes. Museums here are not treated as secondary stops, but as integral parts of how the city presents itself to visitors throughout the year. While there are many strong choices, this visit focuses on two museums in particular. The first is the Redpath Museum, located on the campus of McGill University. As one of the oldest museums in the country, it is centered on natural history and scientific collections. Its galleries bring together geology, paleontology, zoology, and anthropology, with displays that reflect the academic origins of the institution. The museum maintains a traditional layout, allowing objects and specimens to remain the main focus, and it continues to serve both educational and public audiences. Special thanks to the Redpath Museum team for their collaboration on this video and for their warm hospitality during the visit. The second stop is the McCord Stewart Museum, which concentrates on social history, fashion, photography, and design. The museum is especially known for its rotating temporary exhibitions, which regularly reinterpret historical and contemporary themes through a Canadian and international lens. This structure allows the institution to remain dynamic, with each visit offering a different perspective. One recent exhibition, On the Menu, explores food culture as a social and historical marker, connecting everyday habits to larger questions of identity and change. Ogilvy's Christmas mechanical window displays revisits a long-standing Montreal tradition, documenting how seasonal storefront installations became part of the city's collective memory. Auntie's work focuses on domestic labor and intergenerational knowledge, highlighting practices often overlooked in formal historical narratives. Other notable exhibitions include Indigenous Voices of Today, which presents contemporary Indigenous perspectives through art and storytelling, and Africa Fashion, examining fashion as both cultural expression and global industry across the African continent. Together, these exhibitions reflect the museum's emphasis on relevance, representation, and evolving narratives. Special thanks to the McCord Stewart Museum team for their collaboration on this video and for their hospitality in providing access to these exhibitions. Seasonal activities play an important role in how tourism functions in Montreal. Rather than slowing down during colder months, the city adjusts its public spaces and programming to reflect the season. Winter events are integrated into everyday urban life, shaping when and how people move through the city. One of the most visible examples of this approach is the Montreal Christmas Market, which typically runs from late November through early January. Set within a central public square, the market combines local artisans, regional food producers, and seasonal installations into a compact, walkable layout. Wooden stalls, warm lighting, and open gathering areas create an environment designed for slower movement and short visits rather than extended stays. Hot drinks, winter snacks, and handcrafted goods form the core of the experience, while live music and small-scale performances often add to the atmosphere. More than a standalone attraction, the Christmas market functions as a seasonal anchor, drawing both visitors and locals into the city center during winter evenings and reinforcing Montreal's approach to year-round urban tourism. RESO, often referred to as Montreal's Underground City, is a pedestrian network designed to keep the city moving through long winters. Stretching beneath the downtown core, it connects metro stations, office towers, shopping centers, hotels, and cultural venues into a single climate-controlled system. Rather than functioning as a hidden layer, RESO operates as an extension of the street level, shaping daily routines, commuting patterns, and winter tourism. For visitors, it offers an efficient way to navigate central Montreal while remaining closely tied to key destinations above ground. Within this network, Centre Eaton serves as one of the main retail hubs, linking shopping, dining, and direct metro access in a single space. Gare Centrale anchors the system on a transportation level, connecting intercity rail, commuter trains, and underground pedestrian routes. The Montreal Convention Centre integrates large exhibition halls with underground access, allowing major events to function independently of weather conditions. Further east, Complexe des Jardins combines offices, retail space, and a central atrium that often hosts public programming. Nearby, Place des Arts connects concert halls and theaters directly to the underground network, highlighting how these passages function not only as a means of movement, but also as a link between the city's cultural venues. As the video moves toward its final section, it is also worth addressing accommodation options in Montreal. One practical choice is Maison Mon Plaisir, a small bed and breakfast with 3 rooms in total. The property is located in the Hochelaga Maisonneuve neighborhood and offers easy metro access to Old Montreal, which can simplify daily planning in winter. Operating as a bed and breakfast, it caters especially well to travelers who prioritize affordability, including backpackers looking for a simple, well-located stay. For more detailed information, the website is available in the video description. Maison Montplaisir was also one of the key partners that helped make this Montreal trip possible. Their sponsorship and support for our stay contributed directly to the production of this video. Special thanks to Francois, the owner, and Robert, the manager, for their hospitality and collaboration. Montreal in winter reveals a city that continues to function through adaptation rather than pause. Historic districts, dense downtown corridors, cultural institutions, seasonal markets, and connected infrastructure work together to support year-round travel. From outdoor viewpoints to indoor networks, the pattern becomes clear. Winter is not an interruption here, but part of how the city defines itself. If this guide was useful, thoughts and experiences can be shared in the comments. Liking the video helps it reach a wider audience, and subscribing to Wanderway supports future documentary-style travel guides like this one.